So, you want to learn about risk, revenue, and profit, do ya? Well, boy, do I have something for you. Here's a short clip on risk, revenue, and profit, and how they all relate. In a super nutshell, managing your risks properly can let you stand out from or directly compete with your competition. And once you've stood out and are properly competing with your competitors, you start to pull in more revenue. And when you start to pull in enough revenue, your business can very well start to profit.
Okay, well then explain risk to me.
Gladly. Risk can be summarized as the exposure a company or organization has to a factor that will lower its profits or lead it to fail. And if you're thinking,
Well, that sounds really bad actually.
you would be correct. But you would also be dead wrong, because risk can also sometimes be a good thing. And it all comes down to how your risk management is managing your risks. And now you're probably like,
Dang, dude, this is too much, man. Can you just show me some examples?
and to that I say, I absolutely can. On June 9th, 2007, a gentleman in a black turtleneck walked out onto a stage and unleashed one of the most influential inventions of all time. That gentleman was Steve Jobs, and that invention was the iPhone. The iPhone was a revolutionary risk at the time, as the entire industry was completely locked into keyboard phones. Take the BlackBerry Pearl 8100, the Samsung Blackjack, and the Motorola Q as examples, all of which were direct competitors at the time. An entire screen phone sent shockwaves through the industry as the first generation iPhone secured 1.2 billion, that's right, billion with a capital B, in sales. The top executives at BlackBerry, the market leaders at the time, actually had a famous quote after watching this unveiling ceremony that went a little something like this. The CEO said,
These guys are really, really good.
to which the co-CEO responds, "We'll be fine." And fine they were not, as at the time they went from a profit of $1.9 billion in annual sales down to a $5.8 billion deficit and less than 1% market share, all within the span of 5 years. If you wanted a textbook example of a company taking a massive risk and succeeding, Apple is one of the biggest ones right here. And if you wanted a textbook example of a company having poor risk management and failing to adapt, BlackBerry is your man. This brings us full circle here, as that risk paid off for Apple, as from that point forward, they would be pulling in billions of dollars in, check this one out, revenue annually. And in the next year alone, they pulled in 7.9 billion, again, that's right, billion with a B, in revenue, and a net quarterly of, check this one out, again, profit of $1.14 billion. Wow, that story was intense. I'm talking goose pimples the entire time. I hope through this example you can come to understand how risk relates to your profit, but also how risk can lead to your direct demise. Thank you for watching.